Welcome everyone to the English version of the 5-video series. The goals of the 5-video series is to help increase awareness of the importance of personal finance in the Our Lady of Guadalupe Church and Shrine. The video series will rely heavily on the framework that Dave Ramsey provides us. Some of you may already be familiar with a few concepts and frameworks that we will be presenting here. The 5-video course will cover the Dave Ramsey Save Your Baby Steps to Financial Freedom. So let's get started. So our goal with these videos will be to increase personal finance awareness at Our Lady of Guadalupe. There will also be 5 videos that we will be sharing with you all during the Lent season. And what we will be discussing will rely heavily on Dave Ramsey's teaching of the 7 baby steps. And towards the end, what we want to do is have a workshop on how to budget, and this will be done in the summer. So here are some key dates for you all. So today's February 19th, and this is the first video series, and these are the dates for the next videos on when they will be coming out. So what we want to discuss here is getting out of debt. And why do we want to get out of debt? So without debt, you will have a lot of options. And some of the options that we will get when we don't have any more debt is we will be able to give more to the church. We will have a better handle of our money. And something else that we need to become aware of is that interest that we pay is a penalty. Additionally, we will also be able to save more money for retirement. And when we have more money, we're able to help our families, and we're able to help save and invest in our children's future. So what are the baby steps? Baby step 1 is to save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. The baby steps below we will be discussing in the other video series that we will have, but for now we will be focusing on baby step 1. So baby step 1 is save $1,000 as your emergency fund. So in this first step, your goal is to save $1,000 as fast as you can. And this ideally will take you about a month. An emergency fund helps you cover those unexpected life events that we can't plan for. And as we know, there are lots of unexpected events that happen to us in our lives. So this baby step is what is trying to create a buffer for us, so that way we don't dig a deeper hole into debt when we're trying to work ourselves out of it. So this is the goal of baby step 1. Create that $1,000 emergency fund so that we can have a buffer. Something else that we want to discuss is the importance of budgeting. We want to budget because we want to know exactly how much money is coming in our household and how much money is going out. So what I recommend is having a zero-based budget where every dollar has a name. We also want to ensure that our income is more than our expenses. And when we create a zero-based budget, we're able to identify rooms for improvement. And at the end, after saving your $1,000 emergency fund, you will be able to utilize all extra income identified using zero-based budgets to attack debt. When you're paying down debt, something that we recommend is using the debt snowball, which will be covered in video number 2. And the last point that we want to emphasize is that when we make a zero-based budget, we're able to identify how much money we can send as an additional principal to the debt that we have. So here's an example of a zero-based budget. So here we can see all our income together as a husband or a wife. Additionally, we have our expenses lined out here. That includes our tithing, our mortgage or rent. We have food, electricity, heating bills. So these are our household expenses that we want to identify. We also call out here our debt and the minimum payment that goes with it. So once we have identified our total income for our household, we also need to identify how much money will be in our expenses. So then what we do is take that income, take that expense, and figure out how much remaining we have at the end of the month. So ideally, we want this number to be positive. And in this example, we have $625 left over at the end of the month. So we're going to be discussing what we can do with the $625 in video number 2, and how we can use that to pay down our debt faster and have that option, those options that we discussed earlier. So baby step number 2 is what comes after this. And essentially in baby step number 2 is where we would discuss paying down all debt, excluding the mortgage or the house, if you have one, utilizing the debt snowball method. So please be on the lookout for that one. Thank you all for joining, and we hope to see you next week.